Hi, I'm Kendra Rorabaugh, here to bring you the MoveWell workout of the month for January. In this workout, we have 10 equipment-free exercises that we'll go through in an interval fashion. If you're just joining us for the first time, each exercise will be performed for 40 seconds with 20 seconds of rest in between. We'll perform this sequence a total of 3 times. You feel free to do as many rounds as you feel like doing. Each exercise comes with a make it easier and a make it harder variation. If you'd like to see how to make the exercises easier, keep your eyes on Stephanie. And if you want to make the exercises harder, watch Amelia. We're going to jump right into the workout. So if you haven't warmed up, pause the video, do a short warm-up. Feel free to use our sample warm-up video, and then come right back. Let's get started. We begin with a double pump body squat. Feet about hip width or a little wider. Ready? Begin. Sit into a squat, come halfway up, and then squat again, come all the way up. When you do your squat, bend your knees and press your hips back as if you're sitting into a chair. You want to be able to look down and still see your toe tips out in front of your knees. Notice that Stephanie has taken out the double pump to make it easier, and Amelia has added a jump to make it harder. Whichever version you choose, be sure to keep your core engaged and your chest lifted. Rest. Kneeling push-up with knee walk. For this variation, Amelia's going to do the baseline exercise. I'll show you how to make it harder. Set up in a kneeling plank. Line your hands up right underneath your shoulders, knees behind your hips. Ready? Begin. Amelia's going to do a kneeling push-up, come up to a full plank, and then put her knees back down before she does the next push-up. Notice how to make it harder. I'm doing my push-up in the full plank position with my knees off of the mat. Stephanie has taken out the knee walk, and she's working on her kneeling push-ups. Feel free to make those push-ups a little bit shallow and take breaks when you need them. Whichever variation you've chosen, keep your core engaged and try to move your whole body in unison. So be careful about letting your hips lower or lift. Rest. Lateral hop tap is next. Ready? Begin. This is basically a side step with a little bit of a hop. You can imagine you've got a water bottle or small obstacle and you're hopping over it. Stephanie's taken the hop out and she's doing a lateral side step. Amelia is keeping her feet close together and hopping side to side. This one is designed to get your heart rate up, so feel free to push the pace. You can use your arms if you want to, swing them for momentum. Rest. Reverse lunge with knee lift is next. We're going to turn to the side so you can catch the side view. Hands go behind our head. One foot steps back into a lunge. Ready? Begin. We've added a balance component by lifting the knee at the end of the lunge. Stephanie's making it easier by keeping her arms at her sides and tapping the floor instead of doing the knee lift. That'll be easier to manage on your balance. Amelia has added a leg extension, so when she lifts her knee, she kicks her legs straight out before stepping into the next lunge. Whichever version you've chosen, be sure to keep your core engaged, chest lifted, and shoulders back. Rest. Let's do that reverse lunge on the other leg. Ready? Begin. So you'll notice that we're working to bend our knees about to 90 degrees. Both the front leg and the back leg will bend. Do not have to touch the floor with the lunging knee. And if it feels better to keep the lunge a little higher, you don't have to go all the way to 90 degrees. Just do what feels all right to you. Rest. Tire run is next. This one is also designed to get your heart rate up. Ready? Begin. We jog our feet wide and narrow. The faster you move, the harder the exercise. Amelia's pushing the pace, and Stephanie slowed it down to a wide, narrow march. Remember to pump your arms like you're running and keep your core engaged. Rest. V-sit with a towel twist is next. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, and hold the towel out in front of you, chest level. We're gonna lean back just a little bit until we feel our abdominals engage, and then we rotate. Ready? Begin. You can make this easier by putting the towel down, bending your arms, and keeping them close to your body. If the rotation doesn't feel very good, take that out completely and just hold the V-sit like Stephanie's doing. Amelia has made this just a little bit harder by picking up the knee that she's rotating towards. Be sure that you're breathing. Rest. Elbow plank with shoulder tap is next. Set up in a kneeling plank on your forearms and your elbows. Ready? Begin. We add the shoulder tap, picking one arm up off of the floor and tapping the opposite shoulder. Our goal is to keep our core engaged and prevent our hips and our trunk from wobbling. Amelia's making this even harder by doing the shoulder tap in a full plank with her knees off of the mat. Stephanie's concentrating on holding an isometric plank. She's leaving out the shoulder tap. Rest. Back extension snow angel is next. We lie face down, arms stretched out in front. Ready? Begin. We lift our upper body and our arms, sweep out to the side, reach back out in front, and then lower all the way back down. So we lift, open, reach, and reset. Stephanie is making this back extension easier by keeping her arms close to our body and taking out the snow angel arms. Amelia's made it a little bit harder by adding a leg movement. Make sure that your core stays engaged. You should feel this movement in the backs of your hips, your low back, and your mid back. Rest. Jumping jacks with a towel overhead press. Ready? Begin. So low body movement is a traditional jumping jack. Be sure to keep your knees soft and let your heels touch down as you jump. Stephanie's keeping the towel overhead press, but she's doing a half jack with her legs. And Amelia's really dialed it up by jumping in a star jump with an overhead press. Choose the version that allows you to elevate your heart rate. Be sure to breathe and keep your core engaged. Rest. We're ready for round two. Back to double pump body squats. Ready? Begin. Again, make sure that your core is engaged And when you look down, make sure your knees aren't going out in front of your toes. So we want to avoid this, sit back like this. You'll notice that I'm bending my knees to about 90 degrees with my goal to get my upper legs parallel to the floor. You don't have to go that low. You can aim for it. If you'd rather stay high, do it. Rest. Kneeling push-up with knee walk is next. Remember, watch Amelia for the baseline exercise, Stephanie for the make it easier. I'll show you the make it harder. Ready? Begin. When you do the knee walk, the goal is to keep your hips at the same level throughout that movement. So as you put your knees down and you pick them up, the hips don't move. Sometimes we have to slow it down in order to keep that under control. Rest. Lateral hop tap is next. Ready? Begin. Remember, you can choose to pick your knees up, put a little hop in your step, or keep it low with your feet close to the ground. You really want to dial it up. Move both feet together. You can also adapt the intensity by making this wider. Take up as much space as you can. Rest. Reverse lunge with knee lift. Ready? Begin. Remember to keep your chest lifted and your shoulders back. Engage your core. And if you want to make this easier, take the knee lift out and tap the floor like Stephanie. If you really want to work your balance and you want to try this knee lift, but you're feeling wobbly, stand next to a wall or a sturdy base of support. Just hold on there while you do the knee lift. Rest. Reverse lunge with knee lift, other side. Ready? Begin. When you're doing exercises that challenge your balance, don't be surprised if one side feels a little bit more manageable than the other. That's not uncommon. See one side that feels more stable, one side that feels more wobbly. Just recognize it, find support if you need it, and keep working on it. Rest. Tire run is next. Ready? Begin. The intensity on this exercise is basically based upon how fast you move and how big you make your movements. Remember, we're working to elevate our heart rate, so choose a pace and a width that is challenging but accessible for you. Rest. V-sit with towel twist is next. Ready? Begin. Remember, you have options when it comes to making it easier. Keep your arms close to your body or take the rotation out altogether. To make it harder, add the knee lift like Amelia. Whichever version you've chosen, only lean back as far as you comfortably can before you feel your back start to round. We want to find that spot where our abdominals feel a little shaky, but we're still capable of keeping our chest lifted and our shoulders back. Rest. Elbow plank with shoulder tap is next. Ready? Begin. Or if you're not quite ready to pick one arm off of the ground, work on holding your elbow plank, like Stephanie. When you're ready to progress this, pick your knees up, like Amelia. Whichever version you've chosen, please be careful about letting your back sway or arch. A nice long line from your head to your hips to your knees. Rest. Back extension snow angel is next. Lie face down. Ready? Begin. This is a core move that is designed to challenge your midsection. Be sure that your glutes are activated, your abs are engaged, and you should feel the movement in your back muscles. Also, make sure that you're not holding your breath and that you're breathing naturally. Rest. Jumping jack with towel overhead press. Ready? Begin. This is another one of those exercises that is designed to elevate your heart rate. The bigger you make the move, the faster you make the move, the more challenging it will be. Rest. We're ready for round 3. Back to double pump body squats. Ready? Begin. Rest. Kneeling push-up with knee walk is next. Remember, Amelia's got the baseline exercise, Stephanie's got the make it easier. I'll show you how to make it harder. Ready? Begin. When you do your push-ups, whether they're kneeling or full push-ups, just be sure that you're lowering your shoulders and your hips and your trunk at the same time, rather than going hips first and then shoulders. And then same thing on the way up. Try to move everything in unison. Rest. Lateral hop tap is next. Ready? Begin. Remember, the intensity of this movement is based on how fast it is and how big it is. So use your space, challenge yourself. Rest. Reverse lunge with knee lift. Ready? Begin. Remember, you can choose to keep your hands at your hips or at your sides if you want. The knee lift is optional. You can add the leg extension if you want to make it harder. Just be sure that you're staying upright with your trunk, shoulders back, chest lifted, core engaged. Rest. Reverse lunge with knee lift, other side. Ready? Begin. Remember, you can decide to bend both knees to about 90 degrees or keep them just a little bit higher, but both knees should be bending. So when you step that back knee back, be sure that you also bend it before you pick it up. Rest. Tire run is next. Ready? Begin. Don't be afraid to get your whole body involved. So while your legs are moving, core engaged, pump your arms. Rest. V-sit with a towel twist is next. Ready? Begin. rest. Kneeling elbow plank with shoulder tap is next. Ready? Begin. Remember, our goal is to keep a nice long line from our head to our hips to our knees or toes. And then also to limit movement of our trunk. So if you're picking up a hand, be sure that your hips are staying steady and stable. Sometimes we have to slow this down. Rest. Back extension snow angel is next. Ready? Begin. Notice how we're keeping our head in line with our spine. So that means you should be gazing down towards the floor or towards your mat rather than straight out in front of you. This will keep pressure off of your neck and your upper back. Rest. Jumping jacks with towel overhead press. Ready? Begin. Rest. And that is it for your January MoveWell workout. Please take time to cool down and stretch, and we'll see you next time.